Good morning. So you're in a South Bay with a great organization, the South Bay Workforce. And Jan Vogel, who founded that organization, who's the head of that organization, is a great friend. And I should have known that he would be in cooperation with Hawthorne High School in this very special project. And so, you have, with this partnership, you have basically supplied surgical mask savers to Kaiser Permanente and Long Beach Memorial, Centinela Hospital, Torrance Memorial Hospital, Little Company of Mary, and Hawthorne Police Department. My goodness, how many people are involved in this? And how long have you been doing it? And where did the idea come from? Because I think it's so good, so great, so generous. So you want to just walk us through it and tell us a little bit about what you have done and what you're continuing to do.
Yes, Congresswoman. We're really excited about being able to help out in our crisis right now. We started this approximately beginning of March, looking at what was coming forward, because we started hearing everything about the shortage on PPE and nurses and the frontline workers that needed supplies. As we got into the end of March, that became a realization. And there's so much resources that we've been afforded here at Hawthorne High School and the School of Manufacturing and Engineering to manufacture and design. So we started working with some industry partners that were already out in the field getting requests for PPE, so face shields, and then there was a need for relieving the pressure of the face masks that everybody was wearing. And it was for providing the nurses and frontline workers sores behind their ears. So we ended up looking at the National Institute of Health. They had clinically trialed designs that we could start producing right away. So we tested it, sent out small batches to local hospitals, and we got really good results from that. People wanted us to provide more and more. So it went from our industry partner that was helping us to Hawthorne High School, basically getting all of our resources up and running. So I enlisted some of my students' help to help me in distance learning, because as a teacher, I had to transition from physical teaching to digital teaching, and I thought this would be an opportunity. So one of my students, Cameron Hartley, was able to help me out with remotely helping, and he'll explain that. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip my camera real quick so you can see. We've been making these ear mask savers, and right now we're making a batch for the Inglewood Police Department. And I have them packaged and ready to go. And these are the resources that we have here at Hawthorne High School. These are 3D printed ear savers. And I have 6 machines running 24 hours a day. And we've now made over 1,275 ear savers.
Wow.
Through the support of the South Bay Workforce Investment Board, we've been able to secure funds for all the materials. Our next big project is working on these face shields. And one of my machines just finished making these right here. So these are 3D printed. The unfortunate part is at Hawthorne, we can't make the frames very quickly, which I have a stack of them here, but we can make these transparency sheets very quickly. So that's what we've been doing. And we're just trying to help out in the crisis. Let me switch back to myself. So we wanted to get the word out that we're trying to help out and provide support for our frontline workers.
Okay, well, this is absolutely extraordinary. Thank you so very much, Mr. Pacheco. What you have just shown me is an extraordinary effort that has been put together at a high school. This is Hawthorne High School. And because of the vision and foresight of the leadership of this school and Mr. Jan Vogel, you are showing us what is possible and helping to develop, careers, and helping to advance technology, and helping to show what can be done with the proper resources at any high school that would choose to get involved in something above and beyond the ways that we ordinarily think about high school. So I'm very proud of you. And I know that our first responders are very proud of you. And so, talk about just having started in March and the number that you have produced. So you said this goes on for 24 hours. Does that mean the machines are going all that length of time? And I think that Mr. Hartley, that I will be speaking to next.
Yeah, we're running our machines almost all hours of the day. Our 3D printers for creating the ear savers. And whenever Pacheco's at the shop, he's actually machining the face shields, the plastic covers. We're just trying to be as efficient as possible and deliver as many masks and ear savers as we can.
Well, I want you to know that you're performing an extraordinary service. You are literally, giving back and giving to the community and supporting your community, your hospitals at a time when we're experiencing this pandemic. Now, I know that you're putting in the work, that you're learning even something about, production of a different kind of item. But how do you feel? What does this make you feel like?
Well, I'm glad to be able to help my community. As hard as it is being able to work from home, I'm glad that we can help people in need. And I want to help out the community in the best way possible, which is helping to flatten the curve. I don't want anybody that doesn't have to experience pain to have to.
Well, thank you so very much. That's well said, well put, and you are indeed helping to flatten the curve. Thank you so very much. I understand that, again, you, that is Cameron Hartley and Elias Marquez alumni, are working along with Mr. Lucas Pacheco. And if anything that you would like to share with us about what you're doing and why you are doing it and how you think it helps the community and our first responders, we'd like to hear from you now.
Yeah, so we're doing it obviously to help out as much as we can. We have the resources here available, and we figured put them to use. All these first responders need this equipment, and if we can make them, we'd love to give back to our community. Helping out as much as we can.
So you're working from home basically, as we're working from home also. I suppose a lot of efforts that are being made now to carry on, to do things are being done from home. So may I ask you, what do your parents think about all of this?
Yeah, so they're extremely proud that we're helping out and, making this equipment. I have been fortunate enough to come here to the school to help out Mr. Pacheco with setup and tooling to make sure the machines are running optimally. And yeah, we also at home, we get on our Zoom calls and coordinate and see what more we can do.
This is wonderful. Mr. Pacheco, I don't want to add to your responsibilities, but I would love it if you are documenting this project so that it's written up and can be shared in history for everybody to know what happened here in Hawthorne High School. Is that too much to ask?
No, it's not. Actually, that's something that my students and I always try to do. We're always trying to make sure that people know how great our students can be if they have the right resources. They're the ones who are going to be taking care of the world, so we have to give them the right tools.
Well, you're so absolutely correct about that, and I want to thank you for your leadership. You talk about distance teaching, distance learning. Boy, it sure comes in handy now, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's a new world, and we're adjusting okay to it. I know my students miss physically being here and working,
Yes.
but I think this is a good way for them to experience it with me virtually.
It certainly is, but I'm proud of you because as a teacher, you have to learn new ways of doing things. This distance learning didn't just happen because you wanted it to. You had to learn how to do it. And so you made the decision to learn distance learning so that you would be available to your students in more ways than in the absolute classroom, as we have always known, traditionally. So I want to thank you because I know that there are some of our teachers who are having, a little bit difficult time transitioning and learning. But obviously you've done it and it works for you and it works for the students. So thank you so very much. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about this project?
No, other than just wanted to say thank you to all the people that support us and being able to basically get the funding and the materials involved. We are participating in a larger coalition that has supplied over 9,000 masks and 3,000 ear savers. And that coalition is made up of makers that are at home right now that have the resources. And we've joined them to try to make an industrial approach to providing this equipment to the frontline workers. So
yes.
that's great.
Well, let me just thank them too, because like you said, this takes partnerships, working together. And so for all of those who have contributed, who have donated, I'm appreciative to them, but I tell you, I'm so appreciative to South Bay workforce. Dan Vogel, as I said early on, is a tremendous leader who has created opportunities all throughout the South Bay for work training and development with new creative ideas. And I'm so proud of what he's doing with Hawthorne High School. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman.
You're so welcome.